Hi, this is Tara, and I'm going to talk about a flying change exercise at the walk. I am going through the process of learning how to ride a flying change, and this exercise slows everything down and is giving me time as a rider to actually process moving the shoulders, moving the hind end, positioning my body. So here we go. I found this video with a reining trainer on YouTube, and I decided I would give it a try on my dressage horse. We're in the phase where this is my horse Donzer, and he pretty well knows flying changes, but he's still learning them, and this is my first time ever going through the process of doing flying changes, much less being involved in the process of teaching the horse the flying change. And just from the way I learn, I have to understand things in my head as well as in my body, and it works really well for me when I can slow everything down, do it at the walk, really sink in with what's going on in my body, and do it in a slow way before I try to do everything full speed. Every time you add impulsion, for me, that always makes the exercise much more difficult. So I saw this and I thought I would give it a try, and I think that this is going to help lay some more mental groundwork. So as I'm coming along on the exercise and you're getting ready for the change, the first thing you do is push the shoulders over. So you can see here, Donzer's yielding his shoulders. Then you would move the hindquarters over, and again, this is exaggerated. And then the last piece is you actually lean a little bit towards the outside hind. And I'm exaggerating everything here on purpose because that's how I learn. I can always do less, but for me it really helps establish the muscle memory in my brain if I do it in a very exaggerated way. And what I find is that it doesn't seem to disturb the horse very much if I do it at the walk. So here we come, just like we were pretending to do another change. So I'm going to yield the shoulders over, and then I'm going to ask the hind end to move in, and then I'm going to lean back a little bit to the outside. So I didn't lean back quite as far, and I can tell you right now my challenge is my left hip does not lift up the same as my right hip does. So I'm having to really key in on this, and this exercise is going to give me a chance to really focus in on what my hips are doing. So here I come again, pushing the shoulder over, yielding the hindquarter, and then leaning back to the outside, and that was just about right. And actually what I'm starting to feel as I do this with Donzer is when I do shift the weight back and he changes, his spine rolls over and the whole bend shifts, and it feels like it's a shift from his tail all the way up through between his ears. And I can feel that he does it sometimes, but not every time. So this is something I think that's going to translate to the change. So here we come up the center line again, push the shoulders over, move the hindquarters over, lean back, and then come around the curve. So I'm still doing something a little different to the left than I am to the right, so I'm going to have to play with it some more. And I know one of the critiques I've heard from dressage trainers is we want our changes to be straight. You don't want the horse to throw their butt back and forth sideways. So, you know, my theory is for myself is that I should be able to control the hindquarters wherever they are. And again, my theory is also to practice this at the walk to get this feel in my body until I understand it well enough that I don't have to think about it. Because I can tell you right now, when I come in to do a change, I'm having brain freeze because I like move the shoulders. Okay, am I moving the shoulders to the left or right? Move the hips. You know, it's too much. So my brain needs to have things come sequentially at a slow rate, and then I can speed them up once I understand them. So, and that's just how I learn, and so all I can do is try to adjust to that and go. I can tell you Donzer doesn't do this direction as easily, and when we're doing our flying changes, that's also the change that we tend to get stuck on.